Do you feel like when you're on a date, is it easy to tell the difference between all of these things?
For me personally, and, I've been on and off in the dating world, but, from when it comes to like the whole chemistry thing, it really to me is kind of like, chemistry, compatibility. I kind of find that intertwined. Now, I know that there is a very, very big difference, something that I am still learning in this particular time frame, but what I really like about some of the dates that you've had me set up on is I'm really able to tell, at least for right now, that compatibility piece. I even go back to the last date that you set me up on. Like, I know that there was a lot of things that were in common, and maybe not so much the chemistry was there, but, overall, it's still a very good learning experience for me. A lot of fun to be able to put myself out there and just kind of be able to tell a story in my own way. And, for me, the whole thing is always just about not learning about the other person, but also learning about yourself. Like, what do you want in a particular person, or what do you feel is a good, chemistry point, and what do you value the most? And whenever I get a chance to go on a date, or whenever I get a chance to talk to people, I kind of am able to see that a lot better now. And I have a big part of that is because of your help.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy to have just a small little part. It's really all you. And that's true for, all the people I work with. I kind of just set you up for success, and the rest is up to you. And, you were mentioning the last date that you went on where, on paper, you guys are probably 100% match, right? So you have lots of things in common, and you pick up on those as you're talking and understand, oh, I get why Abby set us up. But then our elusive chemistry kind of comes in, right? Talk to me. Do you feel like you felt that chemistry at all, or maybe didn't on that date?
I felt a little bit of the chemistry. Now, to be completely honest, I was perhaps also a bit nervous. I mean, this is really because not to get into stories or whatnot, but this was really someone
that I into stories.
But okay.
That it is probably nothing to do with you. It's always, like when something doesn't work out, or maybe, people break up, it's like we tend to blame ourselves, right? We're always like, oh, well, maybe I was too guarded, or maybe I was this or that. But a lot of the time, it has nothing to do with anything you did, right? It comes down to this chemistry, this, emotional connection. Are you making dopamine released in someone's brain, or serotonin, and all these other happiness and love, chemicals that we have going around? So I would bet it would be nothing that you did specifically, but thinking about opening up on a date is always great, but can be super hard to do. What has your experience been on dates of trying to get that conversation to go deeper?
I mean, I think you hit it on the nail of the head. I think the most important part, at least for the starting point, is the whole compatibility thing, because from there, it opens up the door to talking about, oh, we have common interests. Why not? Can we go a bit deeper? Can I see a little bit more of, well, just, let's not just scratch the surface, but at least, go deeper into the iceberg. And, just coming back to your point of, I don't necessarily need to blame myself. I'm not particularly, putting this on my own as like it was my fault. I just, understand that and this is in life really, with failures, is the opportunity to like step back, reflect, and say, okay, instead of beating myself over it, what could I have done better? What could I have taken in terms of a lesson and apply that for the next story ahead? And so that's part of my reasoning and thinking behind that. And then again, it's where we start is that compatibility piece. And then after we get through that compatibility piece, it's now, okay, let's go deeper. Let's get a little bit more, emotional connection. And as I really reflect on that last date, I feel like there was a little bit of emotional connection that we tapped into. There maybe not have been, there should have been maybe more that could have been in there. But again, you're absolutely right too. It's just person to person, and I'm not beating myself over it too much.
Okay, good. I don't want you to.